I kind of noticed that Trumpendum piece sort of obscured it worse. Let's dial down a little bit, maybe. Money. You can't have a real democracy with too much money. You also can't have a real democracy without a sense of what reality is in a free press. And we don't have that. We don't give a shit what reality is. And we got a bunch of money running our system. So if you look at my friend that I'm calling Jeff Hernandez, not his real last name because he's Mexican and voted for Trump, you see that he wants money. And he really thinks this is going to get him money. He doesn't believe in global warming, even though he's one of the smartest people I've ever met. I need to start calling it climate change. And the thing is that he believes that because he wants to believe that. He doesn't know reality is real. He listens to Fox News' talking points on Hillary, doesn't listen to the Trump shit, but he doesn't know reality is real. Here's an interesting revelation I had. Lately, I listen to NPR a lot, and they explain to me that science is real, and it confirms most of my worst fears about reality and about the nature of the human race. Most communication is nonverbal, and it seems to me what they said is that when you adopt power positions, you become a winner, and that most of the nonverbal communication, at least for our species, not other species that seem more evolved to me, is about dominance and submission, and hey, I'm going to kick your ass and get the sex and the money and the survival and kick your ass. The reason why Jeff thinks that science is bullshit is because a lot of science is bullshit because people are motivated by money and they want to keep their jobs. And so they advance an antiquated paradigm like Keynesian economics, which we have like mathematical physics theory, chaos theory to explain these collapses, but we don't use it because there's people that are keeping their jobs by advocating for a 200-year-old paradigm that does not work because money rules our world. I'm just thinking that the reason why both the conservatives and the liberals don't understand this is because neither of them know that we are all sinners. Not because we put our genitals in the wrong hole, that's our personal karma, and if you're nice to people and you try and work it out, I think you're good as far as what I can tell, and what the Bible says too from what I read. What I'm saying is that when we go around killing people for money and starting wars and acting like ruthless assholes, part of the reason we don't know what reality is and don't have a democracy is because money runs it. We don't know what reality is because we don't care. And when we say that science is bullshit, it is because it's run by money. And if it wasn't, it could be run by science and we know what reality is. So when Jeff Reyes says, well, I read a book and it says global warming is bullshit, because you want to believe that because you found that book. But part of the problem is a bunch of the real science got obscured because it was run by people who advocated for theories that didn't work. They massaged the data. In other words, they raped it to keep their jobs. And the whole system is rigged that you have to act like that in order to get ahead. And so we don't know our asses from a fucking hole in the ground. And we're all sinners, and I wind up sounding like a crazy fundamentalist Christian, but I'm not. I'm saying we all have a serious problem, and we're choosing this, and we can't choose something else until we know what reality is and aren't run by fucking money, so that when my friend Jeff Hernandez, not his real last name, says, sorry people, the last name Hernandez, and basically everyone, when it gets to that point, no one knows what reality is, and he says, well, global warming this, and then he cites some stuff that's bullshit science. If you look in your medicine cabinet, much of what you see in there is crap. People made a living on selling it to you. They faked the studies. They couldn't duplicate them. They can't duplicate them. And oh, here's some comedy. You want to hear some fucking comedy? I found out that albendazole helped me when I was helping to cure this Morgellons. It helps cure cancer now. They figured this out. In the meantime, they raised it 1,000%. I think it was that dweeb who bought a $2 million Wu-Tang Clan album that only he owns. That when he played it, he somehow became a member of the Wu-Tang Clan because he's a fucking DJ. Last time I saw the Losers, he was on the cover of the New York Times. And the Securities and Exchange Commission were marching him into court to maybe put his ass in federal prison or not because he has expensive lawyers. This is nuts, and he was wearing a hoodie and looked like a 12-year-old dweeb, and he was going to give the world an education on capitalism and helping people in the third world who have river blindness die because they don't have 1,000% rate of increase because it costs a lot to buy those goddamn licenses. We don't know or care about morality, reality, or mortality. We don't know we can get sick, be poor, be old, young, or anything other than a ruling person with a lot of money. I'm not going to name a race. You all know what I'm talking about. But if you get enough money, I'm pretty sure you are de facto white. And all I'm saying is this is bullshit, and we have to know what reality is before we drive this fucking car called America off a fucking cliff. And we literally are lemmings, and we're running for the cliff. And you might want to look up my other video that says that we are an ostrich with our ass in the air and a cloud of apocalypse coming our way, and we're about to smell roasted ostrich with our head in the sand, We are the lost rich. We are the lost rich. And we need to get a clue because we're going to really fuck some shit up soon. And our karma's going to run over our dogma. And an apocalypse is a shitty way to grow up. That's how we're going to grow up if we don't knock it off. So that's what I'm saying. Later.